If you purchase a home with a mortgage instead of cash, the lender is going to require an appraisal to be ordered 1 to 2 weeks after the home goes under contract. Now, the purpose of the appraisal is to make sure that the value of the home matches the agreed to sale price by the buyer and seller. And the lender is not going to give a mortgage for more money than they determine the home is worth.
Hey guys, here's an example of what Cameron was talking about. We have a list price of $385 and the buyer and the seller have agreed to a price of $400,000. So the appraiser will go out and find similar homes within the area that would give him an appraised value. His value comes in at $385. So the lender will only finance $385. So the buyer and the seller have a big problem of $15,000 in difference.
So we have a few options to resolve this problem. The first is that the sellers can just drop the sale price $15,000 down to the appraised value of $385. Now, the second option is that the buyers can come up with $15,000 out of pocket in addition to their closing costs and down payment. And the third option is some combination of the two. Now, in this market of rapidly escalating sale prices, this really can create a risk for the seller, and a seller is less likely to accept a high sale price offer unless they have some guarantee that the buyer can help resolve a potential low appraisal issue.
There are two ways for a buyer to look more attractive in a multiple offer situation. The first principle is the due diligence fee. Right now we're seeing those fees between $10,000 and $50,000. The second principle is the appraisal gap addendum. If you apply both of these principles to your offer, you have a better chance of winning the bid.
Now, we're going to discuss the due diligence fee in another video, but here's how the appraisal gap addendum works. So there's a list price of $385,000 and I come in and offer $400,000 with a $15,000 appraisal gap addendum, which means that if the appraisal comes in at $390,000, $10,000 under the agreed to sale price, I'm going to cover that out of pocket. But if the appraisal comes in at $380,000, $20,000 under the sale price, then I'm going to cover the $15,000 that I promised, and then the seller will reduce the sale price from $400,000 to $395,000. So the purpose of the appraisal gap addendum really is to make your offer look more attractive to a seller. However, it only works if the buyer has the extra savings that they can use if the appraisal comes in low.
This negotiation tactic has become very common in North Carolina. The numbers will vary depending on the property. If you want to be competitive with your dream home, you will want to include this addendum. If you have any further questions, feel free to give us a call today.